Thank you for tuning into our seller interview series. Up today, we've got an Amazon FBA business for sale in the pet niche. Created in October 2014, this business makes $56,002 per month in net profit, and the listing number for the business is 44954. We do these interviews to give potential buyers more information about both the seller and the businesses they're looking to purchase. We hope these insights are helpful for you in making a buying decision. We've got the seller with us today to go through the business and cover everything from niche selection to traffic and monetization. Adam, thank you for coming on here today. How are you doing?
Real good, Jake. Thanks for having me.
It is my pleasure. I'm very excited to chat with you about this business. It's a very large business. $1.7 million was its evaluation. But before we dive into the questions that I have for you, I want to go ahead and run through a little quick summary of the business. Again, it was built in October of 2014. Has a monthly revenue of $170,108, expenses of $114,107 to make for a net profit of $56,002, which is generated on an 8-month average. Included in the sale of this business are 3 SKUs: trademark, Shopify account, Chewy account, associated domains, supplier relationship, and new product research. Please note that inventory is not normally included in the list price. Further details can be provided to active depositors. Adam, can you tell us a little bit about your background in building and running online businesses?
Yeah, sure. I've actually been selling online for probably since the early 2000s. I started with eBay, stuff like that over the years. And then, I was pretty much a full-time affiliate marketing, and I drove traffic for companies and generated leads from probably 2007 till 2012. And then, decided I wanted to start from there and, moved more into launching our own products. And started with Amazon, I think around 2013, first couple products. And this particular category we started in 2014 and just been growing from there ever since. Amazon's such a good platform to work with right now.
So speaking of Amazon being a good platform, why did you decide to do Amazon FBA rather than set up on your own website and do something like a Shopify storefront?
Even though we do have like a Shopify storefront, you're just gives you the opportunity to launch a brand, and harness their traffic really is what it boils down to, and their sales, and, test the marketplace probably quicker than you can just by utilizing like your own Shopify store and working out all the bugs and the conversions and all the stuff that goes with that. You can always do that later. But for physical products, I would love the idea of just launching on Amazon and then moving forward from there.
This business is making a lot of money every single month. As I said before, the average based on the last 8 months is $56,000, and the business is actually growing. This last month you had made $100,000 in profit. The month before, 85, and then 52. It's just been on an upward trend. So, yes. Adam, that makes me wonder then, why have you decided to sell the business if it's still growing?
I actually have some other stuff I want to work on, and without kind of adding in a bunch of employees and doing all that and trying to run multiple things at once, I just decided it'd be a good opportunity for the right person to come along, take it over. There's a lot of growth left in this. So somebody new could come on and, have a great business that, I already worked a lot of the bugs out, especially like supplier stuff and manufacturing and all that. So it's perfect timing. It's good timing for me to sell, good timing for somebody else to buy,
You say you've worked the bugs out. What kind of bugs were there? Were there any, big bumps in the road when growing the business?
Biggest difference somebody will have with this is it's not a typical, you see so many of just like private label products that are Amazon businesses, and that's great. We do have a couple private label products in our line, but the main product is not a private label product. So we're kind of considered the manufacturer. We buy it in bulk, and then I have it rebottled and in another facility and stuff. And I worked all that out. I literally figured this out in my garage. So, I was bottling product in my garage. I was, labeling stuff, doing all that by hand until I got it up to the volume where I could have it out with a contract manufacturer. So now it's easy. It's just really no different than, placing a private label order. I just put my order in, have it shipped over to my, packaging facility. They take care of it, box it, palletize it, case it all up, and ship it right to Amazon for me. So you never see it. And the best thing is everything's done right here in the U.S. and the lead time's just, 2 to 3 weeks. So, you're also not stuck with, all this inventory and, multiple months of inventory and stuff like that as well.
So since you're not touching the product at all, how much time do you need to invest in the business?
If you're just in maintenance mode, it's pretty simple. I mean, you could literally, I have one guy that helps me very, very part-time, and he's just a friend of mine, and he's kind of retired. So he does just like my emails and stuff, and that's mostly for our Shopify store. And then for Amazon, it's really just about like what I said. I mean, you're just putting in your orders, letting it go into Amazon, maybe answering a couple questions here and there. But even at this point, I have another company that we use that monitors like all our feedback. They will monitor all my questions within Amazon, that kind of thing, and answer all that for me. Keep an eye on seller performance, all that inside my Amazon account. So, make a long story short, you could probably get by with 5 to 10 hours a week or, even less some weeks.
Which is obviously not much time at all to make this amount of money.
Not at all.
So what would you say has been the biggest contributing factor to getting you to that $1,000 in profit last month?
One of the big things we changed, I was right around doing about $100,000 a month for like a year straight. And, I was kind of managing everything myself, including sponsored ads, all that stuff. And I farmed everything out to another company that manages all our sponsored ads, and we use their software, and it's, pretty inexpensive, really. And they've scaled up my sponsored ads, and right along with it, our organic just took off with it like crazy. So that's why you've seen like this huge jump the last year or, the last 8 months in revenue. Also, some stuff's a little bit speculative, but like lightning deals seem to help a lot because you're adding a lot more sales volume to it. So when they put those out and they're available, we've been taking more and more advantage of that as well. Headline search ads help a lot, but that's kind of all in context with sponsored ads.
So where does most of your traffic come from then? You mentioned ads and organic traffic, but if you had to put the biggest source of your traffic is blank.
It's definitely organic, just organic inside Amazon, just from ranking for so many keywords. So that's where your Amazon FBA pages we're ranked for a lot of keywords at this point. And that's where the bulk of it comes from. Second would be inside Amazon with paid ads. And then third would be just here and there little stuff, but I bet you outside of Amazon, it's, a very small percentage. I will say that back when we were getting started, I did used to run, I would direct link from Google right in and do like paid Google ads and stuff like that, Google search. And again, a little bit speculative, but I always thought that helped push my search volume along a little bit quicker, especially like in the beginning phases. It helped trigger a lot more keywords that might not have been triggered just through Amazon alone. They're seeing sales there. We've done some press releases, some stuff like that. And you get links just from time, people linking to your product. You might have bloggers or whatever that, because we have such a good reputation at this point. The product has so many good reviews, thousands of good reviews. You're just going to pick up some links and traffic along the way.
And then this Shopify store that you said you have put together, do you see any sales come from that, or is it pretty much all from Amazon?
No, we definitely have sales from Amazon, sales from Shopify. And there's stuff you can do with the Shopify store that you obviously can't do with Amazon. And that's where you start taking more control and doing, cross sells, upsells. You're building your own database at that point. I do also have an outside funnel that would transfer to the owner that we just finished up using like advertorial pre-sells, and it'll go into, different upsells and cross sells with our product line. So, but there's definitely a lot of room for expansion there as well. Chewy's been another one. Chewy's more like a wholesaler, but we get a lot of visibility there. And then, we sell them product, but when people start searching around, they're seeing us on Chewy, they're seeing us on Amazon, they're seeing us on Shopify store. So, we're showing up in more and more areas.
So then what do you feel are some of the major opportunities for growth? Because you are growing, but you mentioned that there's still potential to grow even more. So what are those opportunities?
Expanded product line, without getting into too many details on this, but yeah, definitely expanded product line. And I have a lot of info on that would pass to a new owner where I would expand anyhow. And also more sales channels without a doubt. I mean, online and offline, like with Chewy's been acquired by PetSmart at this point. So, we have this product line that's moving 10,000 units a month, basically. I would think now it's also ripe for a lot of possible retail, potential. There's a lot of online potential in just standalone product funnels and marketing and that. And yeah, I would definitely want to have a conversation with the new owners on, my thoughts on that and transfer any of the assets that we have built and that we're still currently building because, I kind of continue to work this just like I'm not going to sell it. So, as any time goes by here over the next couple of months, we could see, more of an increase in these numbers as well.
And then on the flip side of the opportunities, you have risks. So do you feel like there are any potential risks associated with this business?
Not a lot, because one thing that's cool with this one, is compared to you see a lot of FBA businesses, they're just not that seasoned, especially from an Amazon position. They haven't been around that long. Whereas, we've had the opportunity to be around, I think, going on 4 years now on Amazon. So, we're there. We have, our listing's good. And even when there's been times like we had, like maybe an inventory hiccup or something, so we're out of inventory, we would not, might not have an active listing or something for a week or so. As soon as our product came back in, boom, we never missed anything with our rankings, go rank right back to where we were. Risk would be just people, from an owner standpoint, just not doing anything, kind of riding the gravy train and expanding. I mean, to me, that's a risk. But, I mean, you probably could just sit around for a long time and, run with what you got here. You know what I mean? Just collect the money. But there's not the competition risk that you normally see. And with a lot of products, again, because this isn't private label. So I've always thought that that's been one of the things, too, that makes us stand out in our particular category is because we're different from everybody else in that category. And nobody can just come along and just knock us off. There's just not the potential to do that with this product line.
Is there a reason why you haven't pursued any extra channels or work on growing the Shopify store more? Is it just a time thing, or you've been focusing on Amazon? Because as you said, those are lucrative opportunities. Why haven't you touched them yet?
Mostly, I mean, we've started the process, and that's kind of what we're doing right now, to be honest with you. That, right now, my focus is not so much on Amazon, is more to kind of develop out these funnels, stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, it's been a time thing, I guess, so that does sums it up. And we're just getting to it now. So, yeah, the other thing I would think, if there's one thing, it's shipping and cost of that's been a little bit of a learning curve for us. So we do have one fulfillment center that we're using now, but I kind of have a feeling that I would shop that around a lot more. We are doing that as well, just to kind of keep our costs down. So that's been a learning experience because shipping can eat you up. And as much as we love Amazon, they've also set the bar really high for what people expect when they're purchasing online. Everybody wants stuff, in 2 days. Everybody wants free shipping. So one of the things that we've had to learn, and we are learning, is how to, work that all together too on our standalone platforms.
What general advice would you have for someone who wants to get into FBA? Is there anything that you wish you had known when you got started with this business?
Yeah, don't listen to all the guru guys out there trying to teach this stuff. Because some of them are smart guys, don't get me wrong. But I think the biggest thing is they all teach the same stuff on how to compete with keywords and all that. And I think there's a really good lesson to be learned. There's a marketing book. It's called, I'm trying to think of the name of it. It's called the 22 Irrefutable Laws of Marketing or something like that. Jack Trout, there's two authors. But there are two of the rules in there. One of them always stood out to me. It's called the law of category. And they always say that instead of just trying to compete with everybody else in one category, kind of create your own category. So, and that could just mean varying your product a little bit so that you're targeting somebody more specific within a niche. And I think, again, that's what, and it was by accident when we launched this product, is we kind of did that. Our product stands a little bit different than everybody else in that particular category. And the way it was marketed and stuff like that. So it kind of just took off from there, where we've never had to go down the road that a lot of Amazon sellers have to when they're launching products. We've been able to stand out, I think, based on that. So from a news standpoint, yeah, you want to have an offer. You want to have something that's different than everybody else in whatever category you're in. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, so you're saying that you wouldn't have been as excited to get into this business if you were just going to be selling products that 10 other people were already selling.
Yeah, and I've done that. We've bolted stuff on where we do have that competition, but it was mainly to add on to this product category, and we knew that like people would cross-sell and just buy into the brand at that point. So it's not always a bad thing, because there is certain products that people just want. And if you have a captive market, yeah, let's take advantage of it. But yeah, when you're launching a product, you can go ahead and launch a product right inside of a category, but it might even be just your wording in how you market a particular niche. So instead of just being like, and I'll just use like a supplement or something like Garcinia Cambogia or some weight loss supplement like that, I would refine that down to like, and maybe combine it with another product or something so that you're like targeting like maybe just women over 45 or, something like that. I guess, I don't know. That's like a weird example, but, it's just, I would be more specific, and it might seem like you're going after less people, but I think at the same time, it'll make your overall marketing and your product stand out a lot more, no matter what category you're in.
So you're saying be a big, massive fish in a smaller pond than be a small fish in a large pond.
You got it. Because more and more people are just coming on to Amazon. You do have more sellers coming on all the time. And some of them are smart marketers. You know what I mean? And I think that's one way to stand out. And, that's kind of where I would go now, on Amazon or off Amazon. It just makes more sense to have, like you just said, like, the big fish in a smaller pond.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll surprisingly bring you to the top of the big pond too. Even though you might be targeting that smaller group, you'll be surprised at how it even brings you up through the ranks.
Adam, would you commit to a non-compete?
Yeah, absolutely.
And how much support are you willing to offer a new owner during the transition period?
Depends whatever they need. It's pretty simple with where we're at right now. So yeah, I want everything to be smooth for a new owner. So, basically whatever they need, I'm going to help them out with, and I like this stuff. I like talking marketing, I like it. So to me, it's not like a big deal to do that because, we're all going to be on the same page. They're a new seller or, maybe an experienced seller that's just expanding their market. But yeah, I don't know. Long story short, whatever somebody needs for the most part. I mean, I'm not going to work for them full time for the next year. But, I'll definitely help people transition, and I want to see this brand succeed, and I'd like to see it expand. So I do want to spend some time with a new owner, going over everything and pointing them in the right direction and make sure I give them all my resources and everything that I have to help them expand.
Are you willing to negotiate on something like an earnout?
With the right guys, yeah. You know what I mean? I that's definitely, and that's a big part of this business is doing that. But yeah, for the right buyers, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Adam, thank you so much for taking the time to be on here today with me. I do have another question, but before we get to that, I'm going to go ahead and run through that quick summary of the business again.
Okay.
The business was built in October of 2014, has a monthly revenue of $170,108, expenses of $114,107 to make for a net profit of $56,002, which is generated on an 8-month average. Included in the sale of this business are 3 SKUs: trademark, Shopify account, Chewy account, associated domains, supplier relationships, and new product research. Please note that inventory is not normally included in the list price. Further details can be provided to active depositors. Adam, looking at this business as a whole here and putting it all together, why do you feel like this is a business worth buying?
Well, mainly because, it's probably three things. It's not your typical private label product, so you're not going to have a bunch of competition running in selling another version of this. You may see a couple people down the road with something similar, but you're not going to be competing with a bunch of people. And mostly it'd just be knockoffs. B, there's a lot of room for expansion. And, on what we've already started, to me, that's the biggest thing. It's just you're going to be able to expand there. You could double, triple, probably do a lot more, especially with the standalone funnels. That's the two biggest things right there. And it's seasoned. It's not like a 12-month or 24-month business. It's got a really good track record. People love the product. We've got tons of good reviews, thousands of good reviews. So,
and those reviews are something that's very important to rank high on Amazon.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Adam, thank you again so much for the time today.
All right, Jake. Thanks for having me.
If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to our channel. And if you want more information, the link will be below the video that will take you to this marketplace listing. If you're watching this on the listing site and want more information, become a depositor today. When you make the deposit, one of our business advisors will be in contact with you, and you've given everything you need to review this business. Have a great day.